So here we go. It is the week commencing Battle of the Baddest or something, where we see one of the allegedly greatest boxers of all times face against a complete novice in boxing. To start off, the name Battle of the Baddest, terrible, isn't it? It's just been like, what can we say? We'll just do this. Yeah, shit name, to be honest with you. Absolutely shit name. But what can we do? What can we do? Now, my opinion on this is my own. I think that if we are allowing these sorts of fights to happen, great, no problem. But we also need to understand that it is not a boxing match. It can't be on a career record, especially a professional. It can't be a professional record. It will be an amateur / exhibition fight, in my opinion. I think that the narrative behind it is that Francis Ngannou could shock the world. No, he won't. He won't though, will he? Let's be honest. Let's be real about it. He's not going to shock the world. It's going to go down as we expect it. It's going to go to a very, I would say, very boring Fury-esque fight where he boxes his way through. Listen, I believe Tyson Fury is the greatest heavyweight at this era. I really fucking do. I do believe that for him to solidify this, he needs to fight Anthony Joshua. He needs to fight Alexander Usyk. Because if you think of his last, how many fights? 3 of them have been against Deontay Wilder, 2 against Dillian White, 3 against Chisora. Do you mean these are people who he has no right to be in there with him, apparently. So why are we still making these fights with the Chisoras of the world? No disrespect to Chisora, but he's no longer in that top fucking 10, 15. He's not. So yeah, it's one of them. Francis Ngannou, has he got a puncher's chance? Maybe, but I still disagree. I still don't think he has. I think that it's going to be one-way traffic from the start. I think Fury's going to play with him, make it an entertainment, make it an exhibition, make something of it, make a point of it. Do you know what I mean? We've seen Fury hurt. The Otto Wallin fight where he slit the top of his eyebrow. We know he can get hurt. We've seen him being dropped by Deontay Wilder and coming back like the fucking Undertaker. So we know that Fury can be hit and can be hurt. Do I believe that Francis Ngannou is the person to dethrone Fury? Not even a little bit. And the fact there's a rematch clause in it makes it a little bit more wanky than even thought it was. There's no need for a rematch clause. Listen, we all know the Saudis are paying big dollar for this. It's rumoured that Ngannou's making 10 mil and Fury's making north of 50 mil. Well done, honestly. You have made enough money now to protect your kids' future, their kids' future, and the next generation for sure. Please now stop the circus, stop the clowning about, and get back into fighting the best of the best. And this is why UFC is so much better, in my opinion, than boxing, because 2 events back to back now where the main event has fell off, the UFC has been able to replace it with potentially even a better fight within 24 hours. Whereas we're having discussions in boxing for 5 or 6 years to how to make fights or what fights to make. Like Fury Joshua should have been done last year. Should have been done last year. We shouldn't even be thinking about it. We should be even thinking potential rematch if needed. Usyk versus Fury should have been done last year. There's too many organisations and too many governing bodies sticking their fucking wanting their percentages, and it's stopping great fights from happening. And it needs to fucking stop. That's the only way we can go back to boxing being one of the greatest sports in the world. Because it is. It is when we get the good fights. And what really annoys me is that the undercard of this fight is probably one of the best undercards we've seen in a very long time. The main event itself is a joke. It's a circus. It is an absolute circus making big money. We complain about misfits. It's a circus, but it makes money. If you are a boxer going down the traditional route, get yourself on social media and create as much fucking conversation as possible, because that's what's going to get you the fights. And it's showing now. Like, Ngannou versus Fury should not be happening. If it does, leave the belt. Vacate the fucking belt. If you think that you want to go down the route of making money, go for it. No problem. Vacate the belt and fucking go down that route. Go to the crossover sort of side. We saw Floyd Mayweather do it at the end of his career. He was retired. He came back to fight Conor McGregor, which I think was a little bit different because it was a boxer who had retired to come back to fight Conor. So it didn't affect boxing as much. Whereas this, it affects boxing. It affects boxing because it is supposed to be the number 1 heavyweight champion and all this. The WBC lineal. And the The worst thing, they've put a fucking stupid... The WBC has sanctioned another belt on top of this. So now we're going to have the King of Riyadh, the Riyadh champion. So to compete at the Riyadh champion, so we've got a boxer in Tyson Fury who's 33-0. Okay, obviously he's got the one draw, but 33-0. Facing against Francis Ngannou, who is 0-0 in boxing, both boxing for a WBC belt. It needs to stop. Come on, it needs to stop. The circus needs to stop. We need to stop this. Getting Mike Tyson in to fucking train Ngannou, I think it's clever, it's brilliant. It doesn't change the result. It does not. What you've got to remember is Mike Tyson was fighting back in the 80s and 90s. Things have changed now. Do I believe Mike Tyson has still got the knowledge? Absolutely. Absolutely he's got the knowledge. But do I think that he could transform Francis Ngannou in such a short period of time? No. Do I believe that Francis Ngannou can keep up with Fury? No. Do I believe that Ngannou will go for a first or second round knockout? Absolutely. Absolutely. After that, the longer the fight goes, the easier it gets for Fury. And I will be honest with you, I'm thinking that Fury will finish the fight late on, maybe a referee stoppage, or it might just go into decision and it'll be a clean sweep. I'll be surprised if Ngannou gets around. I will be surprised, and that is genuine, because if Ngannou goes to try and box a boxer, he's going to get his head boxed off. Simple as that. So the way I would see it is we've got Fury, who is going to use his weight, press and push and be in that pocket with the little jabs to the belly, and then we'll just have Ngannou there. I think he's going to be a potential punch bag for Fury. I don't think there's going to be anything exciting from it. Will I watch it? Absolutely. But the reason I've got connections to the card. Robert Duran Jr. is fighting on the undercard against McGann. So we've got the first fight of the night is Jack McGann versus Duran Jr. So I've worked with Duran, helping him make weight previously when he was fighting over in Vegas and Mexico. Then we've got Martin Bakole versus Carlos Takam. That's going to be a whitewash for Bakole. He's going to run through Takam. I'm looking forward to seeing a bit more about Moses Tuma, because he fought not too long ago and he was just fucking steamrolled. I think the level of opposition needs to be a bit tougher for him. I don't know about Junior versus Askarbek. I don't know about them two. Then you've got Joseph Parker against Simon Keane. I think once again, Joseph Parker is going to win that one. Fabio Wardley versus David Adley. A great fucking fight. It's a bit shit that the British belt is going to be decided over in Saudi. I don't really like that bit. I think that the British title, that fight is good enough to main event over in Britain. Do you know what I mean? A O2, York Hall, Manchester Arena. Do you know what I mean? There's loads of different places that could be. And then obviously you've got Fury versus Ngannou. So I think the first fight of the night, Jack McGann versus Duran Jr. is a fucking really good fight. I think that is probably my potential fight of the night. Either that or Fabio Wardley versus Adley. But I do think Wardley does win that one. But yeah, it is what it is. Let's see how this plays out. Expect some circus and pantomime over the next 48 hours. Try and get the views up and stuff. I expect John Fury to flip over a few tables. But yeah, let me know your predictions in the comments.